Hi, this is Laura Bachklosser from Hand in Hand for Lyme Disease. We ended up canceling our ugly, cutest, and most original Christmas sweater fundraiser. We didn't get enough sales for tickets, and my feeling on this is that it wasn't a lack of marketing or a lack of publicity. We had it on the radio, and it was marketed very well. I think it's a lack of people not really understanding or really caring or having knowledge about how severe chronic Lyme disease is. And I want to ask people to Google Lyme memorials. And I want people to understand that Lyme disease has killed so many people, and that this is not something that I think people are aware of. It's that 4 people the week of Thanksgiving died of chronic Lyme disease, and you won't hear it on the news. It's so severe, and there's so many celebrities that you may not be aware of that have had chronic Lyme. President Bush did. Ashley Olsen has it. Ellie Hilfiger. John Caldwell, he is a multi-billionaire. He has it, and all of his family, 11 people in his family, have chronic Lyme. Alec Baldwin, Yolanda Foster, Daryl Hall. If you Google celebrities that have chronic Lyme, you're not going to believe what you find. Donald Trump's ex-wife has chronic Lyme right now, Maria Maples. She's dealing with chronic Lyme disease as we speak. So there are so many people that have chronic Lyme disease. So for the CDC to not acknowledge it, and even these people who are in a high status, in a power position, you might say, in a celebrity status, in our world, have it, and yet it's still being denied insurance coverage. It's pretty amazing to me, and the lack of knowledge and awareness, and the lack of humanity surrounding this disease, that we still don't get coverage. Right now, I don't know what happened. Something is irritating me and my allergies, and you can see right here, I was driving. I had to go with my mom to see her CAT scan results, and on the way home, something just started, an irritant for allergies, and my whole eyes just started to swell up, and my nose just started to become extremely irritated, and my eyes are they're burning right now. Just some things that just happen out of the blue, and this has happened before with Lyme. I have severe allergies, and still dealing with Marcone symptoms and herxing. I don't know what's causing a herx. I don't know if it's the ozone therapy I'm doing, or if it's the nasal spray that I use for the Marcones, but I got out of bed last night to go to the bathroom, and I was terrified because I almost passed out. I got up this morning, and I knew I needed to go with my mom to see if she's, cancer-free or still in remission, and I didn't know what I was going to do because I was so lightheaded and kept feeling like I was going to pass out. It's just very difficult to deal with this disease when you're paying so much money. I'm not happy with my current doctor. Actually, that's an understatement. And trying to find someone else that will do the ozone, because I cannot do antibiotics. And the one that I found is 2.5 hours away, and I have to drive myself because there's no one that can take me, and it's 2.5 hours away. And to take that drive when you're lightheaded, and your feet are numbing, and your knees and legs are numbing, and you have a sinus headache because your sinuses are all messed up in your immune system. It's not an easy task. But I can't stand this doctor any longer. I called today, and I'm at my wit's end with her. I'm going to end up losing my cookies, so I say. Um, I'm just gonna go all out on her. We pay out of pocket so much money for the most ridiculous treatment, and they think that they have us over a barrel and they can just treat us like shit. And I have very few options with ozone therapy, and it was helping. And got my blood pressure regulated, and so I'm trying to find another provider. And these therapies are so hard to find, and our government makes it difficult, and each state regulations are so different, so it's hard to find a provider. And forgive me, I know I'm very low energy today. And I try to be upbeat when I do these videos. But I have a lot going on. I was worried about my mom today. I canceled the fundraiser, which was very upsetting, and then I feel really crappy. I've been not sleeping, and I've been going to the bathroom nonstop. I'm just herxing, and then I called today to see if I can get help, and the way that I was received by my doctor's office was completely unacceptable, and I wanted to take the person through the phone and strangle them. And I mean, it sounds very violent, but I mean, obviously I'm not going to be able to grab someone through the phone. I'm sure many of you have wanted to do that. Take someone through the phone and strangle them. It's just unnecessary to be unkind. It really is very unnecessary to be rude, and especially to someone who's not feeling good. And it's just, I'm paying a lot of money to see this doctor, and sometimes I just feel like I want to smack her over the head with like just something. And obviously I'm not going to do that. I'm not a violent person, but I certainly feel like I want to tell her a lot. I want to say a lot, because I'm not an uneducated person, and the things that they do are so stupid. I just feel like, I feel as if I don't know where she went to school. I don't know where she went to med school. I honestly don't. I don't know what the hell she thinks she's doing. I'm just at a loss for words as to where she went to school. I just don't even know. But anyways, so I've been really sick, and I'm really wanting to focus on chronic Lyme, and that it's still not being recognized, and the number of celebrities that have come forth. And I'd like for you to Google that. I give you homework assignments. So Google the number of celebrities that have had chronic Lyme disease, and I want you to see, I want you to find out that information, and I want you to do that on your own, because I gave you a few, and I can certainly sit here and I can recite all of that information so you can have it, but I think it's good for you to research and educate yourself, and understand what it is that we, with the people that have chronic Lyme disease, including myself, deal with, and why it is that I'm really down today, not just because I'm not feeling good, but also because the fundraiser that I needed to raise money for was for 2 children, and I'm very concerned about these 2 children, since their father's dying of cancer, and they're not getting treatment for their Lyme disease, and they can't, because it's $2,000 for the other 2, and the parents can't afford to pay $4,000 a month just for the doctors. Can you imagine $4,000 a month? I mean, I guess you could if you were Ashley Olsen or Avril Lavigne or Yolanda Foster, but the majority of us are not any of those people. We're just everyday people who, maybe, if we're lucky, we're middle class and put some savings aside like I did, but it's gone, and credit cards are being maxed, and it's really not fair. You have insurance, and it's useless in this disease, and it's a scientifically, it's science. Science has proven this disease to be, oh gosh, I'm so tired. I need some sleep. There is evidence that chronic Lyme disease exists, and it's scientifically proven. And I mean, I don't even think science. I mean, there's so many people that have it and have tested positive that, I mean, I don't even think science needs to come into play when you have so many people who have it. It's just ridiculous that the CDC at this point continues to deny it, and that every state doesn't have coverage for this disease. I just think that it's just freaking appalling that we live in a country that continues to deny us treatment and allows people to just die. 4 people last week, one of which was my friend. And then nobody talks about it. Nobody puts it on the news. They don't, why? Ask yourself why. Take 5 seconds out of your day. Why? Why? You know why. You know why. You see how much money it costs for your insurance. And, God forbid you use it. You got a deductible, you got a co-payment. Every time you turn around, the insurance is going up. Your employer is raising the premium because it's costing them more money for the insurance. And, they don't want to pay for chronic Lyme disease. It's long-term antibiotics. It costs a lot of money, and there's so many of us that are sick that when they see when they know the real numbers, they know, because they know that we're paying out of pocket. Because Big Pharma knows, and they talk to each other, so it's not a big freaking mystery. So they don't want to pay for it. So it's going to cost them too much money, and they're greedy. There's that movie with the little boy who was dying. I think it was with Denzel Washington, and he held everybody captive, but the gun wasn't really loaded, to try to get his son a transplant. Johnny Q, I think. That's true. That is what we live. That's the kind of life we're living in our country with insurance. They don't want to pay. They don't want to pay. And people are dying. And chronic Lyme disease is one of the diseases that it's a huge conspiracy by our government, and they're just killing us off, and we're just disposable to them. And unless you have money, I don't know how these celebrities got better, but I'd really love to know their secret, and I'd like for them to share it too with all of us, because my life is just as worthy as any celebrities. I'm not on a reality show, I may not sing, but I'm a mental health therapist, and I help a lot of people. And my job is very important, and my career is, and my life is, and I'd like to get back to it. So, anyways, that's it. Take care.